Notamon is a TTRPG that I made about Pokemon. What it developed into was Full Metal Pokemon Delusions of the Cycles of Guilt and Jakob's Wild Eclipse Ride. The original Notamon was light on the lore, but I made an effort to try and revamp it into something more coherent, mostly by adding complete batshit insanity and nonsense to make it more Freakamon, more funny. The game itself is a D20 plus modifier system, keeping the swinginess of the funny math rock while allowing me to probe the Notepad D20 system for much later. But what are the creators? Well, instead of Pokemon Masters, you're a bunch of delusional goop alchemists. Bodies mutated by exposure to various chemicals and minds twisted by a desire to Notamon battle others for supremacy. Each creator will have a starting archetype dividing from the super types. Warriors are perfection of form, wanderers are perfection of skill, and shapers are perfection of goop. From there, they will assign their attributes as well as their affinities. Athos, Eros, Hydros, Geos, and Pyros make up the core skill affinities of their creator and their personal manifestation of their power, rather than having a strict skill set. But their traits reflect their own mutated bodies, as their blood is the final ingredient for creating their Notamon, each one acting as a stacking discount as well as their personal hindrance. But the plasmolysis cycle is the main star of the show, taking the amount of goop equal to the creator's total and applying it to create Notamon. First is their attributes, taking the same ones from the creators themselves, then size, the bigger it is, the higher its pain tolerance, but slower on the field. From there you will apply a variety of shapes and forms, from bipedal flesh creatures who walk the walk and punch the punch, to abominations of flesh and misery who want nothing more than to kill, distracted from the immeasurable pain it's in. His name is Dog. Buy limbs, mouths, tails, wings, and then work on buying armor, additional pain threshold, new senses, lack of sense, as well as their elemental affinity. Remember those skills from earlier? They're back, allowing the creator to develop their very own Eevee evolutionary nightmare beings, including that one. From there, they'll be able to develop their combat moves using the same idea. Is it this slightly confusing and dense? Yes, but you'll only have this small smattering of points to start with, so the hope is to ease players into it, expanding upon the framework of a single Notamon repeatedly rather than strictly remaking it endlessly. Outside of some clarifications to the combat system, Notamon, Delusion of the God Hand of Creation, was more of an update and add stuff redux, rather than an entire reworking of core features or ideas. How do I take X and make it bigger? How do I make it better? How do I clarify parts that were maybe a little bit confusing? As always, the links will be below. If you think this is interesting, feel free to peruse and leave a comment if you see anything. My name is Notepad, and this was Notamons. If you like what I do here, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Many thanks to the warriors of Jakob who have enabled my descent into madness. Godspeed, good luck, and Jakob lives!
Από όλους ο καλύτερος.